First, the highlights. Lagos State government empowers over 5,000 women in digital marketing to enhance micro businesses. Federal government approves $750 million for rural electrification. On the foreign scene, United Nations suspends food distribution to Gaza city of Rafah amid hostilities. And in sport, Manchester City coach Pep Guardiola wins English Premier League Manager of the Season award. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. The Lagos State government says it has achieved a tremendous leap in poverty reduction and women empowerment in the state in the last 1 year. Commissioner for Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Cecilia Dada, who reeled out the activities of the ministry in Alausa, stated that a total number of 500 women who were trained in digital marketing received Android tablets to enhance their micro businesses. According to the commissioner, the ministry also distributed 4,000 food packs as palliatives to the vulnerable women, widows and survivors of domestic violence to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. On more achievements, Dada said 17,200 women from the 20 local government and 37 local council development areas of the state received free medical screening, while free sanitary pads and other sanitary materials were given to 6,000 women and girls to reduce period poverty during World Hygiene Day.
And the Lagos State Ministry of Women Affairs has taken that a step further. We have respondents in the 57 local governments and local council development areas. They have been trained on what to do. So if you think ministry is too far, just call 767. There's somebody there to respond to you, and help will come to you.
Dada, who said 17 men and 592 women reported domestic and gender-based violence against them, urged victims to always speak up to avoid falling into depression. The commissioner hinted that the ministry is currently working on the construction of a domestic violence survival shelter located at Agidingbi, Ikeja, which will accommodate 100 women when completed for a period of 3 months. Stakeholders in the education sector have gathered in Lagos to address the need for schools curriculum reform for economic growth in Nigeria. The program was at the instance of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education in conjunction with Nigeria Educational Research and Development Council, NERDC, for the 2024 convocation of Network of Education Services Center in Nigeria, NERCN. Stakeholders at the event said the program would engender curriculum reform using technology for educational learnings. Executive Secretary of the NERDC, Ismail Junaidu, said the theme of the forum, repositioning education innovation and service centers to address trends and curriculum reforms for economic growth in Nigeria, was apt as it would create a roadmap for development and delivery. Junaidu said the education sector must adapt to meet the 21st century skills, noting that innovation and technology must be integrated fully to foster a culture of entrepreneurship. Commissioner for Basic and Secondary Education, Jamiu Alibalogun, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, Abayomi Abolaji, harped on the need to prioritize curriculum reform and for stakeholders to work together with government to support the sector to drive economic growth for a brighter future. Present at the event were officials from Borno, Yobe, Jigawa, Plateau, Ondo, Ekiti, Lagos States, and the Federal Capital Territory, among representatives. Staff of Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM have expressed satisfaction and gratitude to the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for donating Onje Eko food palliatives, which helps in reducing economic burden on Lagosians. Members of staff of the station made this known after the handing over of 150 food packs to vulnerable staff from grade level 1 to 9, which was led by the co-chairman, Governor's Monitoring Team on Food Palliatives. The staff as well commended the state government for always prioritizing the welfare of the residents in the state.
But I just want to appreciate the Lagos State government for this laudable initiative. It shows that the government has great concern for the citizens.
I want to sincerely appreciate Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for the Oúnjẹ Ẹ̀kọ́ palliatives. Pray that Lagos State will continue to grow bigger and bigger.
We appreciate the Lagos State governor for the Oúnjẹ Ẹ̀kọ́ initiative. May God continue to bless him and give him more wisdom to do more of this for Lagos State residents.
I'm highly appreciative of the benevolence of the state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. It's a one step to alleviate starvation amongst families.
I really appreciate the Lagos State government for the fine gesture of distributing the food item. This is a very good example for other states to also follow.
It's to be recalled that the Oúnjẹ Ẹ̀kọ́ initiative was introduced by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration to cushion the effects of the economic hardship. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has approved a $750 million World Bank funding for the construction of 1,200 mini-grids in rural communities across Nigeria. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Rural Electrification Agency, Abba Aliyu, stated this while addressing newsmen at the Alliance for Rural Electrification Energy Access Forum held in Lagos. According to Aliyu, President Bola Tinubu approved the fund for the distributed access through renewable energy scale-up project, which aimed at providing energy access to Nigerians in rural communities. Aliyu noted that about 19 million of the 85 million Nigerians without access to energy would be provided electricity under the scheme. The tripartite minimum wage negotiation meeting involving the organized labor, federal and state governments, and the organized private sector, OPS, has ended in deadlock, following Labour's rejection of the government's 54,000 naira offer. Labour leaders lamenting the absence of state governors at the meeting to present their offers, as their representatives said they had no mandate. The meeting is expected to reconvene today by 4 p.m. The force headquarters of the Nigeria Police Force has announced the recovery of arms carted away by suspected kidnappers in Ohoro Forest, Raleigh North local government area of Delta State, where some police operatives were ambushed and gruesomely murdered earlier this year. That incident led to the loss of 13 police rifles to the criminal suspects. A statement signed by the police public relations officer, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, said the intelligence response team had successfully recovered the arms. The statement added that some of the bandits had also been neutralized. And now to foreign news. The United Nations said it has suspended food distribution in the southern Gaza city of Rafah due to a lack of supplies and insecurity. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, UNRWA, warns that its distribution center and a World Food Programme warehouse are now inaccessible because of the ongoing Israeli military against Hamas in eastern Rafah. An estimated 810,000 of the more than 1 million people taking refuge in Rafah have fled since the Israeli operation began on 6th May. UNRWA also says its health centers have not received any medical supplies in the past 10 days. Now, sports. Pep Guardiola has been named the 2023-2024 Premier League Manager of the season after a historic campaign with Manchester City. Organisers of the English Top Flight Premier League made the announcement on their website. Guardiola led City to become the first side in history to win 4 consecutive Premier League titles. Guardiola won the award for a 5th time, having also claimed it in 4 of his 5 previous title-winning campaigns in 2017 and 2018, 2018 and 2019, 2020 and 2021, and 2022 and 2023. Only legendary Manchester United manager Sir Alex Ferguson has received the award 11 times more than Guardiola. Friends, family members, associates, top government functionaries converged on the Lagos House, Ikeja, for a night of tributes in honor of the late Deputy Chief of Staff to the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Gboyega Soyanwo. Late Mr. Soyanwo died last week Wednesday after a brief illness. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, in his tribute, described the late Soyanwo, who he met about 15 years ago through his brother, as a dedicated, hard-working, loyal friend, brother, confidant, comrade, fighter, cherished colleague, who shaped him to be a better manager and governor of Lagos State.
If it is our own time, what will people say about us? We still have the opportunity to make right corrections. We still have the opportunity to make friends when we need, to heal that person, to assist that person, to make life meaningful to that person, to make things easier for that next person, and not to use our office recklessly, not to use our position, knowing fully well that one day we don't know who's next. We don't know how quickly that's going to be. It's going to be another person's turn. Gboyega has taught all of us how to live well, how to live right, how to live.
The State Deputy Governor, Obafemi Hamzat, who urged God to grant his family fortitude to bear the irreparable loss, described the late Deputy Chief of Staff as loyal, dedicated, not given to frivolities. Earlier in his welcome address, the Chief of Staff, Tayo Ayinde, said Soyanwo was dedicated, meticulous, committed to public service, and rendered it selflessly to the people of the state. The late Adegboyega Soyanwo's friends and associates described him as a devoted family man, remarkable individual, kind-hearted and compassionate. Choir of the Chapel of Christ the Light, Alausa, and Shola Sax ministered in songs amid the emotional moment. The event was attended by wife of the governor, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, lawmakers, members of the State Executive Council, top party officials, party faithful, traditional and religious leaders, among others. Mr. Soyanwo is survived by wife, Yewande, and two children, Koinsola and Shubomi. And that ends our news at 10. Just before we go, carry out proper and adequate checks on your vehicles before setting out. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website at trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration established semi-mechanized abattoir in Okoba in collaboration with private sector? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Government has achieved a tremendous leap in poverty reduction and women empowerment in the state in the last 1 year. The federal government has approved a $750 million World Bank funding for the construction of 1,200 mini-grids in rural communities across Nigeria. Also told you that the United Nations has suspended food distribution in the southern Gaza city of Rafah due to a lack of supplies and insecurity. And in sport, Pep Guardiola has been named the 2023-2024 Premier League Manager of the season after a historic campaign with Manchester City. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbolagun. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.
take. Think of transportation experts discussing issues. Think of government policies well spelled out. Think of traffic reports on your frequency every 10 minutes. Think no more. You have a sure bet here for these and more. Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward.
New year, new horizons. Let the adventure begin with Rwandair. Fly 5 times weekly from Lagos to Kigali and connect to 25 destinations across Africa, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Experience world-class service, comfort, convenience, and reliability. Book now. Call 01-279-9018 or contact your preferred travel agents.
Rwandair. Fly the dream of Africa.
Abego, they drive JJ on top the road. My name na Aramide. Remember, say